So, hey guys, I'm coming to you today to explain to you my NCLEX experience. Um, I am in my bathrobe. Yes, I am sitting on my couch because I don't want to do the whole bells and whistles. I don't want to do blah 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 super hyped up. I want to give you a very real, very realistic experience. Okay, so I haven't done my hair, so like I said, it's a very real experience. So nursing school is hard. It's absolutely hard, but I don't say hard in a sense of telling people that it's hard because it's to discourage you or deter you. This is for the people who have not only been through the process and are waiting for the NCLEX, but I say it's also to the people who are in their last or second to last semester who are preparing for the NCLEX. I understand and I know what you're going through, and I know you're gonna have days where you feel like you're absolutely defeated and you can't take it anymore and you feel like you've cried your last tear. But please, 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 I cannot stress this enough. Do not give up. So, my experience. There's gonna be a really good moral to the story at the end of this, I swear, but I'm gonna try to be quick. So I had my exam originally on February 5th, but I pushed my date back, not because I felt I wasn't ready, but I pushed my date back for a few things. One, I live in Queens. If anybody who lives in Queens understands, shout out to my New Yorkers who are watching. Queens, especially Queens Boulevard, atrocious when it comes to finding parking. Everything is a 1 hour meter, which basically means you cannot get anything accomplished if you try to drive over to Queens. So that would have required me either having my husband drop me to the test site and me commuting back home, which I didn't want to do. Who wants to be filled with that much anxiety and then have to commute back home? Now, I know there's some people who are going to watch this and say, well, I have no other means. And please, when I say this, I mean this with the utmost sincerity. My heart goes out to you, because when I tell you my experience, I could not imagine having to get on the bus or having to get on the train. So I completely understand. And like I said, my heart goes out to you if that is your only means of transportation. So like I said, because of all those factors, I pushed back my date to February 9th. So that my testing site was in Long Island. Ample parking. I could drive myself there. It's a 15-minute trip from my house. Perfect. So I left work early the day before, which is the Friday. Left at 1 o'clock. Got home. It seemed like everything that I had planned, which was for me to study from 1 to 6, did not pan out. I ended up somehow cooking, cleaning, and then eventually I studied. So I went through all of my notes, and I'm like, okay, I'm just ready to rip the Band-Aid off. I was even using the example of like for my maternity people, when a mother is in like their final their last trimester, a lot of them have that sense of like just wanting to get the pregnancy over with, just wanting to give birth and be done. I was literally feeling like that. I was ready to give birth to this NCLEX. I just wanted it out of me. So tired of walking around my binder full of notes, tired of reading, just completely over it. So I went to bed early, got up, I would say maybe like 10, about 10. Ended up cooking again. Why the hell was I keep cooking? To this day, I'm really not sure. I felt like I should have had ordered food or whatever, but I digress. So cooked, whatever, drove over. I got there about 11, played all my music. So I did a little bit of gospel, I did a little bit of gangster, and a lot of in between. So I was just trying to be woke, hyped, motivated, and determined all at the same time through my music genres. So I get a call from two of my friends, Natasha and Melanie. Thank you so much for being there for me, honest to God, because I don't know if you guys helped for the experience or made the experience worse, but I still appreciate your interventions regardless. So they called me like, Chandra, please keep calm. You know your stuff. You got your stuff. Oh yeah, I never introduced myself. Hi, my name is Chandra. So they said, Chandra, we know you know your stuff. Do not let your anxiety get the best of you. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm cool. Like, I had on my cute little outfit. I had my tan Ugg boots. I had my tan cardigan. I had a white and like multicolored jumpsuit. I I felt good. I looked good. I was ready to take this exam. So I came in there, went into the testing site, signed in, everything. Everybody's so nervous. Like, their proctors are telling, not the proctors, but the representatives at Pearson was telling them, like, scan your hand on the bar, which, is their way of making sure that, you're properly checked in and out, and they identify you with your handprint. And it's like, no one could follow instructions. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm cool. Why is everybody so nervous? Why is somebody so anxious? So lady calls me and she's like, are you ready? I said, oh, absolutely. I'm ready. Yeah. So she checks me in. I do the tutor mode. So not the tutor mode, sorry. Well, I guess it's like the tutor mode where it kind of works. It carries you through everything and explains to you how to answer questions and stuff like that. Okay, not a problem. So I'm like, I'm ready. Like, let me just skip through this stuff. I'm ready to like F this exam up. So press number 1. So I'm like, oh my God. This is it. Like, this is it. Like, okay. So a little backstory. I already interviewed for a job at the hospital I was doing my clinicals at. And I found out at the end of January that they gave me a conditional offer for employment. So which means I would absolutely need to pass this exam in order to get hired. Also, same thing, I'm starting my BSN program in March. In order for me to get into March, I needed to have my NCLEX. So a few things riding on it, and I hate my job. So, not hate my job. I don't want to say hate because it's a strong word. But I feel like I deserve better. I feel like I had gotten to a point in my life where it was time to move on. Yeah. Time to move on. There we go. Much better than hate. So I had a lot writing on it. So I'm going through the questions and I'm like, oh. So another backstory again. So I have another classmate. She took her exam on February 1st. She finished in 149 questions. So she used UWorld. And I thought, honestly, she should have finished in less questions than that. But I was like, she didn't start using UWorld until about the end of December, going into January. So maybe that's why she didn't finish in less than 100 questions. Because that's why I anticipated her to do, because she's very smart and she's an LPN. So she has a lot of, prior formal knowledge of with nursing. So when she said it, kind of shook me a little bit, but the whole her getting the UWorld late was like, okay. So then 2 of my other classmates, we have all been using UWorld about the same. We all started at about December 16th, somewhere in there. I've been studying this entire time, every day, at least an hour to 2 hours every day. Hell, even when I was on vacation, I was doing questions from UWorld. UWorld is absolutely fantastic. Please, please, please. Kaplan, Hearst, UWorld, good. So my other 2 classmates, they took theirs February 6th. They both finished in 75 questions. So I was like, you know what? That's probably going to be my same exact fate. We all have the same level of studying. So, of course, big mistake. The one thing I will tell you before I get into this story is never, ever, ever compare yourself to anyone else. Your truth, your ability is based only upon you, no one else. I will continue to stress this for the remainder of this story. So I'm doing the questions and I'm like, oh my God, I'm killing this. Like, oh, I'm going to cut off at 75. Absolutely. Like, Melanie cut off at 75. Natasha cut off at 75. We all have the same studying habits. Please, I'm going to be done. So I get to question 50 and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for this computer to cut off so I can go and celebrate, because I was going to make dinner reservations at this place in Long Island that has really good food. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to drink and I'm celebrating, tell everybody like at the bar, like, I just did my NCLEX, super excited, pray for me, da-da-da. Hopefully I can get a little free drink or something. Okay. Oh, that's not what happened. So got to 75. Hit next. And I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't see it. But it didn't look like the screen cut off. Okay. Hit next. 77. I'm like, maybe this is the survey. So kept going through it. 80 hit. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Like, I don't think this is a survey. I think this is still the NCLEX. I'm looking at the screen like, okay, Chandra, NCLEX, RN test. I'm like, doesn't say anything that this is a survey. Okay. I guess I'm still going to be going. So I'll probably end somewhere in the 80s. 86 rolls around. And the reason why I'm saying this is because my memory of that day was so vivid. I can remember each number that I stopped on and started to get into my head. So I got to 100 and I was like, what the hell is going on? There's something wrong. Like, this hasn't cut off yet. Like, it's supposed to cut off. I've been studying for over 2 months now. Like, I have so much writing on this. I have this job lined up. I need to start school. Like, I need to get away from my job. It's time for me to advance. Why is this not cutting off? Okay. 112 rolls around. And I said, you know what, Chandra, don't be upset with yourself. I said, it's going to eventually cut off. It's going to eventually cut off. You know what? Sweetie just finished in 149 questions, so you'll probably fall around that same place. I got to Sweetie is 149. Click next. So 150. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. This is it. Like, I completely failed. Like, this is it. Like, I'm done. I'm freaking ruined. Like, I have to tell people, like, because my in-laws and everybody knew, and I'm like, I'm completely shamed. Like, I can't tell people that I failed. Like, my whole life is over. This is why I said you don't compare yourself to others. So 163, 164. I got up because I'm like, I'm losing it. Went to the bathroom, and I'm like, I literally cursed myself out. Chandra, what the are you doing? Like, get it together. Stop it. You have to pass this exam. So went back. So in my locker, I had like cheese and nuts and cherries. I was so anxious with even the way I was eating it. I was going to choke on the cherries because they had seeds. So I'm like, like eating the cheese. Like, oh my God, your time is running. Like, oh my God, what if you run out of time and they do in the last 60 questions and the last 60 questions you failed one of them, you're done. You're free, like, you're over with. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I can do wait 45 days and take this exam again. So went back in the room. I'm like, okay, let's try this again. So I read the question at 164. And I had no clue what it said. I literally, I read it, but had no understanding. I read it again. I still don't know what it said. I read it a third time. And I stopped and I said to myself, Chandra, how the hell do you read a question and literally seconds after forget what it says? So I said, you know what, just read the answers. I read the answers, couldn't even remember what the topic was. It's like I forgot full understanding of reading comprehension. I lost it. I started to tear up. I started to cry. I didn't even know what to say because I didn't want people to hear me cry. I didn't want people to see that I'm crying. But I have felt so defeated in that moment. Like, this is it. I've absolutely failed. Like, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Like, I don't deserve this. Like, I don't deserve to be a nurse. I make a horrible nurse. Like, I can't even get through an exam. Like, all of this was for nothing. All of this was for nothing. So I said, you know what, Chandra, stop. You have to stop this. So I got up again, went to the bathroom. I slapped myself. I'm not gonna lie. I literally slapped myself in the face, washed my face, went back to my locker, ate the cheese again. And I said, I don't know what the hell is going on, but you have to get through it. So I said, you know what? You're probably going to cut off at 200. Like, you had a mess up in these hundreds, but you're going to do better, and you're going to cut off before 200. Wrong. Very wrong. 200 hits. And I had that slight inkling in the back of my mind that, oh my God, I'm about to go the distance. I'm really going to do 265. So 201. Before I hit next for 201, I paused and I cried and I looked and I said, God, please don't do this to me. I fought so hard to get to this point. I have so many people just put obstacles in my way. My job was not obviously considerate of me trying to go back to school. I tried to change my work schedule. I got denied. I had to use almost all of my vacation time in order to leave work early every day, 4 times a week. I couldn't take a proper vacation for myself, to have any type of like downtime for myself, because I had to keep all of my vacation time in the event that I would have to use it again for the following semester, which I ended up having to do. And I'm like, just thinking like, I failed exams. I felt defeated. Like, you can't do this to me. I'm a good person. Like, what type of karma did I create to deserve this? I literally started thinking, like, did I harm somebody? Did I hurt somebody? And I'm like, no, like, I don't think I did. Like, I try to be the mediator between my mother and my sister when they go at it, between my nieces and my sister. Like, I dropped my youngest niece to school. Like, anything that people ever need of me, I'm always the one who is giving and understanding. So I'm like, I don't understand where this type of karma is coming from. So click next, still didn't cut off. And now I'm just silently sobbing to myself while I'm still taking the exam. So I said, you know what? This is it. Like, this is it. I tried my best and I just hope it's enough. So I got to 265. Obviously, I'm like, well, there's no cutoff here now. This is the survey. Survey was 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie. I had so much anxiety. I didn't give a damn. A good goddamn what those survey questions was asking. Because once I read that it's not going towards my exam, I breezed through it. I think I completed I don't even know how many questions. When I say click, 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 drag, drop, click, drag, drop, click, 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 highlight, highlight, click, click. I don't know. I couldn't tell you nothing. So I raised my hand and did everything I can to try to keep my feelings inside. And the lady's like, you have one more survey. I almost freaking lost it. So the survey was about the test center. I basically put strongly agree for everything. I'm like, I'm not going to give them nothing negative. Strongly agree. So the lady was like, yay! And she must have saw a look on my face of like pure defeat. Defeat. Like, because she's like, well, I heard it's a pretty hard exam. I said, well, that exam was like no other. So, just hope for the best. When I left that testing center, if I can tell you how quickly I power walked to my car. That's why I said my heart goes out to anybody who their only method of transportation is a car or a bus. Because there's no way I could have done it if I had to do that. I got in my car and I hysterically, when I say, I sobbed, boohoo, cried, yelled, like, I broke down. Like, you couldn't tell me I didn't fail. I was absolutely broken to the point where my eyes were hurting for how much I had cried. Thank God the testing site is 15 minutes from my house. I was crying so bad that I swore people next to me in their cars could see how bad my face looked. I found some shades underneath underneath the floorboard of my car and put those on. And I drove home and I would never advise this when you are in that type of condition. Never drive when you're in that type of condition, because I had a lot of close calls because I'm hysterical crying, doing this and trying to take a turn, doing this and trying to go on a ramp or go off a ramp. Please don't do that to yourself. Please don't jeopardize your livelihood. Like literally your livelihood, your well-being, because the angst that you feel from taking the exam. So went home, and my husband was there. He asked me how I was. I couldn't even speak. I broke down again. Like in my apartment with the shades still on. Like that's how bad it was. It like, and my husband's like, "What happened? What happened?" And he's like, "What? Like, did you fail?" I'm like, he's like, and I'm, despite me making fun of myself right now, like I really feel myself tearing up just even thinking about how hard I cried that day. And he was like, "Well, you don't even know you failed. You don't even know you failed." Like, and he's like, "Just like hush, 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 hush." He's like, "Well, how soon can you find out?" And he's like, "Chandra, relax. You can't do that to yourself. You gonna cry like this for the next 48 hours?" Yes, absolutely. He's like, "No, you're being ridiculous. Like, come on." So I was like, "Well, there's a Pearson view trick." And he was like, "Well, what's that?" So I explained to him that I could try 2 hours after I taken the exam to see whether or not I passed. And if it allows me to re-register, I failed. And if it doesn't, then I passed. So he's like, "Well, just try it at 7:02. I got home at 4:30. I couldn't even wait that long. So I had gotten the email that says, "Now that I've completed my exam, blah, 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 I can do the quick results in 48 hours. Said, "You know what? Screw it." That was like maybe 4:45. It's a screw it. I'm doing it now. Like I need to know I failed now so I can get through it and just know, like, I'm going to just re-register from now and take it again. So it kicked back. It said, "Our records indicate that you have already taken this exam and there is something to the effect of there's no need for you to reschedule at this time." And I was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." I really ugly cry. I have to get a victim. It was like, "What did it mean? What does it mean?" Oh my God. He's like, "So that's what you're crying for?" Yes. He's like, "So, let me get it straight. So you was gonna cry like that whether you pass or you fail?" He's like, hello. Because my husband's Jamaican. Hello. Me no want to hear that. So now I'm happy, but I'm like, I still don't feel like it's real yet because that's just the trick. So the trick does work. 100% it does. I found out on February 11th at 1:10 p.m. that I am officially a registered nurse. And despite all that boohoo crying, I did it at the test center, in my car, and at home. I broke down and I cried again at work. Because, like I said, this is nursing school. This NCLEX is like no other experience you will ever have in your world, in your life. And like I said, the biggest thing I want for you guys to take away from it is don't allow your anxiety to get the best of you. Breathe, get some good sleep. Tell yourself that you are worth it. You are deserving of this. You've put in the effort and you have worked hard. Don't compare yourself to others. When people tell you, "Oh, I finished in 75, I finished in 80, I finished in 90, who cares? I went all the way and I never thought I would." And even when I watch the YouTube videos of other people saying, I'm like, why the hell would I want to listen to somebody who went to 265? You need to. You have to hear everybody's experience because everybody else's experience is going to be totally different from your own. You need that. Do not compare yourself to others. You are no better or no less than anyone else because you finished in 75 or you finished in 265. You are a nurse. Do what you need to do when you go into that field, no matter which type of setting that you go into. Be the best nurse that you can be. Be compassionate, be kind, be caring, and most importantly, maintain your integrity. I'm so happy. I'm going to be starting my new job soon. I wish you who is watching this and any other future nurses who are coming across this video the best of luck in your endeavors, and especially that NCLEX. God bless. This is Chandra, registered nurse. Goodbye.